huge military base that is in Djibouti, another base in Egypt, another base in Morocco, and another base, I believe, in Mauritania. Not to mention the intelligence bases like the biggest in Ghana and the one that is being built in Kisangani. That is aimed at what? At what the Americans call full spectrum dominance. We are all supposed to be the children or imperial children of an American empire. And this empire wants to command us, to tell us what to do, what to eat, who should rule us, what we should study. We are not supposed to exist as an independent state. The United States, I am sure, has got 736 all around their military bases. That doesn't include the military bases in Britain, disguised as Royal Air Force bases. It doesn't include secret military bases. So, whereas Rome, even at its height, had less than 30 military bases, this empire has 737. Everywhere in Africa, you see what we call orange revolutions, orange-style revolutions. People coming, demonstrating, threatening to remove governments. You saw it in North Africa, what was called the Arab Spring. Obviously, that was not indigenous, to the Arabs. It's not like the Arabs stood up and said, "Oh, we want to get rid of Mubarak, or we want to get rid of Gaddafi." No, these are people who are given green cards. They are taken to America, and then eventually they are indoctrinated, and then they are brought into the country to start fomenting the type of trouble that you and I would not suspect. Then we have this specter now of Boko Haram that we see in Nigeria and all the other regions. Incidentally, most of these regions that are under trouble, they also happen to be areas that were parceled out just before the so-called North Atlantic Treaty Organization invaded Libya. Because at that time it was decided that France should take over Western Africa and rule it from Ivory Coast. Britain and Spain should take over North Africa and rule it from Libya. And then America would take over Eastern and Southern Africa and rule it from Djibouti. Now, you see Boko Haram. You see Boko Haram kidnapping 200 guards, or 300 guards for that matter. Boko Haram has got vans, and has got motorcycles, has got military hardware. And we are also told that the United States has got satellites that can even read the newspaper from the sky. That really, if you are seated outside Chimaka reading the New Vision, then they could read the headline. I was once in Israel, and I was told that the criteria for them in terms of interpreting satellite photos is to look at tire marks and even be able to tell what type of car has driven past the street in Ginger. And then we had American Special Forces in Nigeria following 300 guns. Now you imagine where 300 guns pass with soldiers on motorcycles and pickup trucks. If a satellite can't pick 300 guns, then that tells you either they don't have the satellite capacity that can do this, or they have capacity but they don't tell you what is happening. It is very strange that this should happen. But just as that was happening, then we hear that now America has sent special forces into Nigeria at the request, of course, of Nigerian government, and everything will be okay. It happened in Uganda. We were sent, I think, 100 special forces to hunt corn. And, at one time I was so furious, and I asked one general in Uganda, how can we do this? And I said, well, let's see how special they are. It didn't take us long to see how special they were, because at the end of 3 weeks, 60 of them were in Sheraton recuperating from malaria and vomiting and other cholera. Some of them had a phobia that they had been attacked by tarantula spiders, which are not even in Central African Republic. At the end of 1 month, maybe 3 or 7 special forces remained, but they weren't even in the jungles of Central African Republic. Whereas Mukasa and Musoke and Wuko and Uma and Draleda, are very happy in the jungles asking the monkeys, what direction they think Kony would come from. So, you will know by now that what is happening in warfare, that the biggest weapon that a military general has is really propaganda. A long time ago, Klaus had said that war is propaganda by other means. But psychological warfare is the biggest weapon that your enemy and yourself will have. One of these psychological weapons is to talk about special forces. I mean, just imagine that you are a special force. How many people are you? You're like 10 people in one. And then you hear on the radio, on the TV, they say, now special forces are coming. That's why you begin panicking. So I thought, they must be looking at me. They have satellite. They can't even read a print. They can't even read a newspaper. They'll be able to tell that I'm sitting here, that I'm hiding here. So I must run away because they are seeing me. This is all psychological, warfare. Why? Because the real formidable army, eventually in war, the other person, even if he drops a bomb, even if he fires a long range, will have to come out of that vehicle or that truck and have to take over the ground. The plane is not going to do that. A long-range missile is not going to do that. He's going to come and meet you. Now he wants to come and find you already scared, already overwhelmed by what is happening, so that when you see them, you run away.